All right. Hey there, everybody. Eighth graders, welcome to another Spanish live stream. It's Wednesday, March 25th. So if you're here with me live, great. If not, and you're watching later, that's fine too. It is 10 o'clock, so we are going to give a few minutes to see if anybody joins us before we get started. So I'll give it a couple minutes to see if anybody's going to be joining us live. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello, Madison. Vagabunda. And obviously, if you're not in the 8th grade, you can still stick around if you'd like. Hopefully everyone's week is going well. Everyone's getting their work done. There you go. That's how you spell it. You're close. All right, so about 30 more seconds, then we'll get started. So far, I think we only have one student in here with us, and that's okay. All right, so I guess I'll get started. Last time we live streamed on Monday, we talked about the places around town that go walk your fish, Madison. I'm take care of your fish. We talked about places around town in Spanish, and we went through all these pictures. Hopefully by now, the 8th graders who are watching have received their blizzard bag with the materials in them. So hopefully by now they can actually get started with making those flashcards. That was the goal this week, was to make those flashcards. So I'd like to review those places around town real quickly today, and then we're going to go into talking about how to say that you're going somewhere, you're going to those places. So as a review of the places, we'll start on this page. Not sure what order yours are in, but just a review of some of the places around town. We'll go kind of quickly. El Hospital. El Hospital is, of course, the hospital. And as on Monday, when I say it, feel free to say it along as well on your own. That way you have practice actually saying the words and not just hearing them. I feel like it's important for you to say them and try to pronounce them as close to the way I'm pronouncing them as if you can. Okay, so we had El Hospital, which is the hospital. Next one was La Biblioteca. La Biblioteca. La Biblioteca, which was your library, right? La Biblioteca is the library. Okay. Next one we did was La Oficina de Correos. All right, La Oficina de Correos. That's the office of, and then Correos is the word for mail. So it's a post office, right? La Correa de Correos is your post office, your mail office, if you take literally. The last one on the sheet was La Tienda de Mascotas. All right, La Tienda de Mascotas. And that's your pet store. All right, tienda, store, mascotas are your pets. So this is the picture that goes along with La Tienda de Mascotas. All right, so that's your pet store. All right. The next page, we had La Escuela. La Escuela, which is an easy one, right? That's just the school. All right. La Escuela is your school. Pet paradise. Next one is El Cine. El Cine, which is, if you're in my 8th grade Spanish classes, we talked about El Cine a couple weeks ago. El Cine, think of the cinema. It's the movies, right? The theater. You can call it the theater, the movies, the cinema, whatever you really call it. I call it the movies. But El Cine is the movie theater. All right, the movies. All right. Next one was La Stazione De Policia. La Stazione de Policia. And if you take that word for word, La Stazione, the station, de Policia, of police, right? Or in this case, the police station. La Stazione de Policia. Okay. Finally, on this page was La Pizzeria. La Pizzeria. That's the obviously a pizzeria, right? A pizza place. What's this store called? Yeah, pizza place, right? So as a reminder, 8th graders, the goal here is you're going to be cutting out both of these. On one side of your index card, you're going to affix the word. On the other side, you're going to put the picture, okay? Doesn't matter if it's glue, tape, staples, whatever it takes to make them stick to the flashcards. The goal with these flashcards is that way you can test yourself and try to memorize these 16 places around town, okay? El Cafe, which was a coffee shop, right? There's the picture. Cafe actually means coffee or the color brown. So El Cafe is your coffee shop, all right? Next one was La Peluqueria. La Peluqueria comes from the word pelo, right? La Peluqueria is where you get your hair done, all right? So we talked about how it could be a hairdresser, it could be a barbershop, it could be, a hair salon. Anywhere you go to get your hair done is La Peluqueria. All right, La Peluqueria. Next one was La Heladeria. La Heladeria. The H is silent. Remember, it's not heladeria, it's heladeria. And helado is ice cream. So ice cream shop would be heladeria. Ice cream land is what it says. Yeah, ice cream land. So La Heladeria is your ice cream shop or ice cream land. Your Handles, your Stricklands. And then the last one on this page was La Stazione De Bomberos. All right. You'll notice these accent marks. Estación de Bomberos. All right. It's not bomberos. And it's not bomberos. It's bomberos. All right. Bomberos is the word for a firefighter. So La Stación de Bomberos is the fire station, right, where the firefighters work and live. All right. La Stación de Bomberos is your fire station. All right. So those. And then finally, we went over the last page. La Panaderia. Once again, you'll see the RIA, which is very common at the stores. Panaderia. La Panaderia is your bread store, your bakery, because pan means bread, right? Panaderia is your bakery, so that's the picture that goes with it. La Panaderia. All right. Next one was El Banco, which is a cognate, right? It's a word that looks like what it means. El Banco is your bank, right, with the dollar sign on the top of the building. El Supermercado. El Supermercado looks like supermercado, right? Supermarket, or in this case, a grocery store, right? So a supermercado could be a grocery store, could be a supermarket, okay? There's an Indians baseball player named Oscar Mercado. And my brother-in-law calls him Supermercado because he's like really awesome and he does a lot of diving catches and stuff. So my brother-in-law calls him Supermercado, which actually means grocery store. But Supermercado is the word for grocery store. Yep, supermarket. And then finally, the last word we talked about was La Iglesia. La Iglesia. Iglesia was church. Okay, so there's the picture of the church. So there's that. I think that's the best way to help yourself memorize things, especially when you're on your own. When I was in high school and college, I make flashcards for Spanish all the time. And it's one of those things where it's kind of like Quizlet. They have flashcards on Quizlet you can do. But it just helps with retention and helps with memorization. So with that being said, we are going to move on to a verb, an action word, which means the verb to go, ir, I-R. All right, so this is the verb we're going to talk about today. Ir, I-R, all right? And that means to go, all right? It means to go. So obviously, it doesn't really help us to know these places around town if you don't know how to say that you're going places, right? So we're going to start a review. If you have a packet so far at home, guys, you should have a couple pages with these tables on them, all right? These lovely tables that everyone loves to hate, all right? The conjugation tables. I'm not sure if they were printed double-sided, but you should have 1, 2, and then 3, 4. You should have 4 tables total. So you have 2 papers like this or one that's double-sided, okay? So we're going to be using these tables to conjugate the verb to go. That way we know how to say I go, you go, he goes, that kind of sort of thing. So if you're watching this live, you can kind of participate live. If not, you can do this later when you watch this video later. But what I drew here is, kind of like the same table that you see on your paper. And we're going to go through the pronouns first and then going through how to conjugate the verb. So if I wanted to say I, you would know that the word for I in Spanish is yo. All right. So in the top left box, you're going to put yo. All right. And that's I. All right. The box below that, 8th graders, this should be an easy review for you guys. The box below yo is the way to say you in a familiar way. All right. And that's tú. All right. So in the box below yo, you're going to put tú, and that's you in a friendly first name basis kind of way. Right. So there's got yo, then they got tú, and then this bottom box, there's going to be three nouns, 3 pronouns. So the first one we're going to use is the word for he, which is él, put accent on the E. And then below L, that's he, right? Below L is she, or ella. All right, ella, which goes there. And then the polite way to say you, which is usted, which I keep it short with UD, but usted, U-S-T-E-D. Usted is also you, but that's the polite way to say you. That's someone you don't know on a first name basis, or someone you're showing respect to. So we got I is yo, you is tú. That's a friendly buddy way to say tú. We got L, which is he, ella is she, and then usted, which is you as well. Be polite. Okay. On the other side of the table, right? And feel free, like I said, as I'm filling this in, you can be filling it in on your table too. All right. We're just doing one at a time. Okay. Top left is yo. Middle left is tú. Bottom left is el, ella, and usted. Okay. On the top right, we got the word for we, which is nosotros. All right. And then also nosotras. All right. For nosotros is for all guys. If it's like if I'm in the group of all guys, we the guys, or we the mixed group, right? Nosotros could also be if it's a guys and girls mixed group. Nosotras is only for a group of girls, and if you are a girl yourself, saying we the girls. Okay, so nosotras, nosotros, and then we're gonna skip a box on the paper. I just blacked it out for you. Skipping that box, and the bottom right, we're gonna use the last 3, the plurals of third person. So instead of he, we're gonna have ellos, which is they, ellas, which is they as well, but that's a female group. And then finally, all of you, which is ustedes. All right. So those bottom 3 will go ellos, ellas, and ustedes. UDS is how you abbreviate that. Okay. So your whole table should look like this. Once again, this is all review for you guys. But now we're going to talk about how to say I go, you go, he goes, so forth. Okay. So have this copied down so far, and then we're going to go on to how to say the verb part, the actual action, right? So let me see. So I mentioned the verb ir is to go, right? Get my marker to work. All right, so ir means to go. Here goes my dog. You heard the squeaking marker. It's okay, buddy. Ir means to go, right? So get that out there. There you go. But to say I go, you go, he goes, we're going to change ir. All right. So the way to say I go, next to yo, you're going to put the word voy. V-O-Y. Voy. Yo voy. All right. That means I go, or I'm going. Our poor dog is so confused by these noises these markers are making. Yo voy, I go, or I'm going. Okay. After tú, to say you go, it's going to be tú vas. I'm trying to make this so it's legible on the camera. Tú vas means you go, all right, or you're going. All right. Tú vas, you go. All right. Finally, el, ella, usted all have the same form. That's why they're in the same box. And that's just va, V-A. All right. El va, he goes. Ella va, she goes. Or usted va, you go, in a polite way. Okay. So like I said, you should be copying this down in the first conjugation table. Okay. Yo voy, I go. Tú vas, you go. Él va, he goes. Ella va, she goes. And usted va, you go. All right. Now we're going to move on to the other side of the table. All right. To say we go, this should sound familiar for you Dora fans. Nosotros vamos. All right. Vamos, which means we go, or we are going. All right. a lot of times people say this as well as saying like let's go. All right, vamos means let's go, or you might hear vámonos as well, which means like let's get out of here. All right, so nosotros vamos, nosotras vamos. These have the same. That's why they're in the same box, right? And that they'll say that they go is van. Looks like van, right? May help to think that they go in a van, right? Ellos van, they go. Ellas van, they go. And then ustedes van, you all go, all right? So to help with this one, for me anyway, I would think that they or you all is a group of people, and usually a group of people, like a big family, would go somewhere in a van, right? So I don't know if that helps you. It helped me when I was a kid. So ellos van, ellas van, and ustedes van. All right. So the whole table looks something like this. You can see it. Make sure you have this copied down in, the top one of these, and then if you've guessed that the rest of these tables are for this, you've guessed correctly. So over the next week, as well as making your flashcards, copy this 3 more times in those conjugation tables. All right. So I'll leave this up here again in case you missed any. Just so you can kind of copy it if you haven't already. And like I said, these are the different ways to say to go. All right. Ir is to go. All right. So for instance, if I wanted to say I go, this marker is stinky. If I want to say I go to the store, or I go to the coffee shop, okay? I go is yo, voy. The word for to, 8th graders, you should know this. The word for to is the word a, just the letter a. All right, a. So if I want to say I go to the coffee store, the coffee shop, I would say yo voy a. The word for coffee or the coffee shop is el café. All right, yo voy a el café. Now, another, like for instance, if I want to say you go to the bakery, you go to the bakery. All right, tú vas a tú vas a what I say bakery, la panadería. All right, tú vas a la panadería is saying you go to the bakery, or you are going to the bakery. All right. Another thing that I talked about earlier this school year that really matters now more than ever is the contraction of A and L, or A and L, right? Like in the first example, I said, yo voy a el café. Well, in Spanish, you never have A and L separate like that. If they're together next to each other in a sentence, you actually combine these words. You smash them together to make a contraction called al. All right, and that just helps the whole sentence kind of flow better off your tongue. Okay, so a plus l becomes al. All right, so the correct way to say the first example is yo voy al café. All right, in the packet that I got that I sent home with you guys, there's a whole page. Don't worry about any of these extra pages just yet, but there is a page on this contraction. It looks like this. All right, the contraction al, and talks about how when you combine a and l, you got al. Right. Don't worry about doing this yet because it's a bit above, or it's a past where we're still at yet. Okay, so over the next week, like I said, make those flashcards. That's the goal. Start setting those flashcards. Copy this 3 more times on those conjugation tables, and make sure that you understand how to conjugate the verb to go. If you'd like to, over exercises 1 and 2 are up. You're ready for that. Ready for these. So exercise 1 has the pictures. All you got to do is, find the card that has the picture and then write the word in Spanish. So if you can do these without your cards, that's, optimal. If not, feel free to use the cards you made. That's why you made them, right? So this looks like a bank to you, right? There's a dollar sign. You can write the word for bank, which is el Banco, right? So you could write el Banco there. So this one's very easy, as well as exercise 2. You'll see it says X2 here. So X1 is exercise 1, X2 is exercise 2. This one is simply a matching worksheet. So la panadería, you would hopefully know is a bread bakery, right? So you would find bakery on the right side, which would be G, and you can draw a line, or you can put the letter G in the line. Okay, so that one is just matching the words. Okay, try to do these without your flashcards if you can. But if you need to use them, use them. I mean, that's why you made them, right? So once again, here's this. If you need to copy that, all right. Obviously, it's YouTube. I guess you could just pause it if you're watching this later, because. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on the Google Hangouts. Hopefully, everyone who needs to be a part of that is a part of that now. I don't know how to add people, unfortunately. So hopefully you were added if you need to be added to that. So if not, my email address, I can give you my email address. Let me get a pen real quick, and I'll give you my email address. So email address is just my first name dot my last name at. So it's Joshua.Minnick at Summit Academies, plural, .org. All right. So there's my email address. If for whatever reason you're not in the Google Hangouts or the Google whatever it's called, and you need to get a hold of me, my email, I have them sent to my phone, so I always have access to my email. Once again, it's my first name dot my last name at summitacademies.org. Okay, so feel free to email me if you have any questions about any of the work that we're doing. So that's all I had planned today, guys. Just to kind of touch in on you with the new words, locations around town. Hopefully by now you have the actual materials with you that arrive in the mail. Hopefully, if not, like I said, this is YouTube, so you can always go back and watch this video again to get the help you might need. But it's Wednesday, so at the end of this week, before we do this again on Monday, I'd like to have your flashcards made. I'd like to have all 4 of these tables filled out with the verb to go, right? Yo, voy, tu, vas, etc. And then I would also, I mean, that's pretty, if you can, try to get exercises 1 and 2 done by next Monday as well. All right. If not, then, work on your own pace. So try to get those first 2 pages done about, the first page had the pictures, the second page had the matching. So see if you can get those done. All right. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit longer. Obviously, if you're watching this later, all the actual material is probably in the past 23 minutes. So you can rewind, go back and get what you need. But I'm going to hang out here for a few more minutes to see if anybody else shows up or if anybody has any questions. So I hope your week's going well. Hope you're staying healthy and staying quarantined, staying away from people. Hopefully your families can stay healthy as well and not have to go into work too much. Not everyone is as lucky as we are. Not everyone gets to work from home and stay away from people. So hopefully your families are healthy and not coming down with any kind of signs or symptoms of any kind of sickness. Sure is weird though. No tournament. No more monthly events, at least for the future. The near future. So it's very different. It's very weird. And for the 8th graders in my Spanish class, I feel a bit let down because you guys were the first 8th graders who got to have an hour of Spanish every single day. And you guys were making so much progress and learning so much and, retaining a lot, which I was very proud to see. And it's kind of sucks now that, all that, what we could have accomplished this year is going to be very different now. But you can't control life sometimes, got to go with the flow. So we're going to keep working as best we can from a distance here, building on what we know and hopefully have a decent amount of Spanish for next year if you go to high school that offers Spanish. So that's it. That's my spiel. All right, guys, so I'm going to log off. I'm going to say goodbye until next Monday. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you have a great weekend. I know it's kind of, hopefully you guys aren't too bored. I was thinking about this today about how boring this would be if I was a middle schooler and I wasn't allowed to, see my friends or go out. But then I realized it's 2020. You guys, you guys have FaceTime. You guys have um, smartphones and internet and video games and all kinds of stuff that would, that keeps you busy. So, get your work done, get your academics out of the way, and then I'm sure most of you guys are still socially active with each other. So, I'm fortunate that I can continue to teach you guys. Even if a worldwide pandemic is happening, it's pretty cool that we have this technology. All right, guys, take care, stay healthy, and I will see you on Monday.